Welcome, dear beloved souls, to this guided energy channeling of the full moon in Aries. So I got some very direct messages on what we are experiencing here, what is going on, the major shift that is taking place at this time, and I will share those with you. During this session, I'm going to be channeling the energy of this full moon in Aries. So full moon energy, this Aries energy through me into you and taking you through a guided meditation that is going to help us in a very deep soul level releasing and an embodiment of our truest selves, which has been a theme recently if you follow my videos, but we're on a whole new level now, and I'll explain that through this guidance. So to receive this energy channeling, simply lie down, turn your palms up, and state the intention that you are open and receptive to this energy session. Now, the full moon in Aries is a fiery energy, very fiery energy, and it's youthful, and you might feel, especially if you have some fire in your chart, you might feel the fire. So maybe it comes out as anger or frustration, or maybe it comes out as maybe having a hard time concentrating or feeling like you want to do a whole lot. And if you're not feeling that way, that's okay too. But I just bring that up because there's a lot of energies that are going on right now, and these energies can make us feel a little conflicted. They can kind of be pushing or pulling us in different directions. And so for this meditation, we're going to begin by centering our energy back within ourselves. And the best way to do this is with our breath. So Aries holds a life force energy, and we can harness the power of this life force energy with our intention and with our breath. So to begin this meditation, breathe in this prana, this energy. Breathe it into your being, into your center line. So our chakras, our power centers are in a center line through the center of our body, just all the way up your spine to the top of your head. So imagine that with every inhale, you're pulling this life force energy into that center line. And with every exhale, you're letting go. You're giving yourself permission to relax, to allow, and to be open to this energy channeling. So as you're going through just a couple rounds of this breathing, I will be connecting energetically to you now and channeling this energy of the full moon in Aries through me into you for your highest and best good, whatever your needs are at this time, as well as sending you protection energy. Now that we are in a relaxed and open state, I want to share a bit of the guidance that I have gotten for this session. When you think of Aries energy, and if you don't know a lot about Aries energy, it is called the baby of the zodiac. So I laugh because I'm an Aries moon rising and north node. So it's the baby of the zodiac. And it's also a very independent and can be perceived as selfish energy. And we are meant to step into all of these energies. So when you think of a baby, you think of a rebirth, right? We're birthing a new age. So that's being called in during this session. An independent energy is one where we no longer abide by the rules of a paradigm that no longer serves us. And the word selfish has a connotation to it that's not always so great. But we are being encouraged to be self-honoring at this time. To go into our center, to go into our core, and really spend time in our own energy, getting to know ourselves, honoring ourselves first. And for the first time in all of your incarnations and all of the lifetimes that you've had, for the first time in your family history, in your ancestry, in your lineage, you are able to live in alignment with who you truly are. In history, those who understood their power or understood natural laws or universal laws were persecuted, they were shunned, they were called crazy. We're not there anymore. We have an abundance of knowledge now about the power we hold as souls incarnated in human form. And so the energy that we're really channeling into you during this session is a coming back home, truly owning yourself, getting to know yourself, the real you, and releasing the shackles from your ancestral lineage and from past lives of all the times that you or your ancestors could not own their power, could not be who they wanted to be, could not be in alignment with who they truly were, who had to conform to a society that did not honor them. And so the energy that we came into this lifetime with is left over from all those lifetimes. And the energy that we inherited in our family, in our genetics, holds this old paradigm energy with it. And this full moon, as we are birthing this new age, as we're really in it now, this full moon is giving us an opportunity to release all of this old energy for good. This morning, before I recorded this, I pulled 2 cards from the Work Your Light Oracle card deck for myself. And I was guided to share these with you on this session. So it's for me, but it's for the collective too. And one of these cards has an incantation that we can state that's going to help us release these old energies and contracts and anything that is holding us back, holding us down for good. And so I want to read from this booklet and share with you the messages that I got about the energy. So the first card that I pulled was the card that states, "Align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change. What in your life is no longer in alignment with who you truly are?" We are cyclic beings in a constant state of change, of evolution, of growth. Change is one of the only certainties of life. When you resist your cyclic nature, you resist life and feel stuck. Many of us have learned to be who the world wants us to be. But there comes a time when it is harder for us to hold on to this facade than to embrace who we truly are, to surrender to how we have changed and align life to that way of being. You are being called to let go of who you once were or things that you once defined yourself by, to courageously step into the person that you came here to be in full authenticity, to embrace your weirdness and your uniqueness. So I want to give you just a few moments to ask yourself, what is your truth? Who are you? Who did you come here this lifetime to be? And you may get answers and you may not, but let's open this up for ourselves now. So I'm channeling this energy to you, and just contemplate who you are. Who is your true self? Who did you come here to be this lifetime? And even if you don't get answers, you are receiving the energy of this. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to be it. What is your truth? Deeply, what do you know? Speak it to yourself now. Speak what you know is your truth to yourself. Something that maybe you've never told anybody, you felt embarrassed about. Maybe you battled with yourself of if this is your truth or if this isn't. Speak your truth to yourself now. Whatever that truth may be. Who would you be if you had no perceived barriers, if nothing was going to stop you, nobody was going to judge you, if everything completely aligned for you in your outside world? What type of life would you live? Who would you be? And I want to read now from the second card that I pulled today. And this card also gives us a powerful statement that we're going to repeat so that we can finally break these shackles, these chains of this heavy, dense energy. And so the card is titled Unbound, Releasing Soul Patterns, Contracts, and Past Lives. It's time to release old soul stories that have been playing out in your life. They are coming up to be healed. There has never been a safer time to clear these patterns than right now. Take a look at patterns in your life that you are ready to release. ancient vows and contracts that your soul made that have an expiration date. It could be a vow of silence or chastity or poverty. It is time to unwind them. This is a life in which you free yourself from trauma of past lives. This is the moment where you free yourself from trauma of past lives. What old ways of being have expired? When you name them, you claim them, and they stop holding power over you. When acknowledging these old patterns, it is also important to acknowledge how they have served you up until now. So that's what we talked about in the beginning. We had to make these different contracts and vows. We had to sacrifice who we were for our livelihood, for survival. They served us. But the reason that they are coming up so strongly and they feel so heavy now is because they do not serve us any longer. It is time to unbind from the old ways of being that are no longer sustainable. And so I want to give you a few moments to name what you're ready to release. And maybe you don't have a name for it, but maybe you can locate the energy, you can locate the feeling. So I want you now to name them. And then we will state an incantation to break you free from them. Take a few moments and name them now. And I'm going to state a releasing statement. So I'm going to state it once on your behalf, and then I'm going to state it again slowly so that you can repeat it after me. I state the following words on behalf of myself and all listening to this per their consent. So again, this first time I'm saying on your behalf, and then you will speak it after me. So we get to say it twice. I release all old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I came here to be in the present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. All who are listening to this at this time are unbound, unbound, forever unbound from this moment moving forward. And so I will state it slower. Please repeat it after me. I release all old soul stories, vows, contracts, and patterns that are no longer aligned with who I came here to be in the present time. I carry the lessons, growth, and gifts, but I no longer choose to live the same story. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. Take a deep inhale, exhale, release. We're going to state that last part again. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. Repeat that now. Deep breath in, exhale, release, release, release. One last time. From the deepest part of your soul, the strongest intention that you've ever set. May I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound. And we are cutting this energy off now. Deep breath in. Exhale, release, release, let go. All right, wonderful job. You just changed the trajectory of your entire incarnation, your entire life, and for generations to come. So we're sending energy now to ground in this session. Give yourself whatever you need after this session. Maybe that's rest. Maybe that's going for a walk. Drinking lots of water. If you're hungry, eat. Listen to your body. And that statement, that affirmation, may I be unbound, unbound, forever unbound, is one that you can take with you. And so maybe if some energies present themselves to you in the days to come, state that to release yourself from them. So we're slowly pulling away from this energy channeling. So be it. Say this after me, please. So be it. And so it is. We give thanks. Namaste, beautiful souls. Cheers to breaking chains we've held our whole life and to living in an entirely new, authentic way to ourselves. I do have a special announcement. I'm excited. My book, The Little Book of Modern Magic, is now available on Amazon. You can get the paperback, and the Kindle version you can pre-order for October 1st if you're listening before October 1st. And so what that book is incantations, kind of like the one we just read. And I infused all of them with energy. And so it's kind of like creates like a little energy ball around each incantation. So when you state it, then it releases that energy out into the ethers. So I'll link to that below. And happy full moon. I love you all.